Her business passion comes from adding value through two core areas, innovation and marketing. She is the founder and CEO of EB, global multi-channel, end-to-end web commerce platform. EB empowers global commerce through its multi-tenant, multilingual, and multi-currency architecture. Please welcome RESHMA NAGPAL.
Okay, good evening. How's everybody? Some people are awake, that's good. Well, I'm going to give you a very short presentation on the status of commerce and commerce opportunities within the Indian market. My name is RESHMA NAGPAL, as introduced, and I am the founder and CEO of a company called EB. Our business is about empowering B2C and B2C commerce players to connect and engage with their consumers and suppliers across the different touch points of commerce that exist today. So the internet in India. We've already heard a very fantastic presentation about the opportunity and growth within the Indian market. I think I would just pause and reflect on the fact that close to a 1.3 billion people population, we have only about 250 million internet users today. Now, when you actually digest that figure and understand what that means for the opportunity of retailers and FMCG brands in the country, it is phenomenal. Only 15% of the upper middle class and about 4% of the rural middle class are actually using the internet today. So what does that mean? The growth and the opportunity for brands to reach and penetrate the market is huge. It should not be underestimated. As we've also heard, the mobile growth in India is not only a current, but a very strong future trend. What that means for businesses is that you have to adapt and change to stay in line with the trends. That means your website designs. It's no good just thinking about desktop devices. You must be responsive in design. You must think about applications that are connected to the consumer, where you're looking at hybrid or native applications. So you must be thinking always about the different touch points and different channels that the business has to be ready to connect to the consumer with. A few challenges that India does hold, really, in my opinion, relate to the logistics and the fulfillment side of business. In e-commerce, you can have the best looking website and one of the most fantastic front-end experiences. But if the product is not delivered to the consumer within the time frame and the promise that the retailer has made, the business brand image is going to suffer. So the country is looking at, and I hope will take up the challenge of improving the infrastructure and logistic hurdles that are ahead. However, that is a fantastic opportunity for both government and B2B businesses to improve the infrastructure and the road ahead. So it is certain for us that when we look at commerce and specifically e-commerce within the Indian market, it is something that's not only flourishing today, but for the next few years ahead. If we look at the potential within the revenue growth, you can see from this year, facts differ, figures differ, but around 3.2 billion of revenue spend. It's going to jump by over 450% in the very near future. Now, it's up to you as businesses who are global in nature, how much and what percent you're actually going to take part to be a part of the Indian journey, to be a part of the global journey. So omni-channel commerce is something that is extremely interesting for retailers today. The fact is that if you are not present across the different touch points that a consumer has, the different touch points that have visibility to your brand, that are in the hands and in the power of the mobile phone, then your brand is most likely not going to be there tomorrow. The different channels that exist, we all are very well aware. We have brick and mortar stores, we have mobile and desktop devices, we have a call center, we have social media, we have kiosks, we have n number of different touch points where consumers connect to your brands. Now, what does that mean? That means that you as a retailer have to provide a consistent, a seamless experience across the different touch points. If I, as a consumer, am walking into a physical store and I have made a purchase, and I go home and I want to check my account online, if there is no integration of data across the different touch points, that I can't see what purchases I made in the store, it's very hard for me to have a holistic view of the brand and to have stickiness as a consumer. So I'll give you some examples of what we have done with some of our clients in India. Very large and very esteemed brands across India and Southeast Asia. Pioneers when it comes to expanding their business across physical and multi-channel commerce, taking that leap from the brick and mortar space and connecting their technology across different channels. So Ferns and Petals, India's largest online gifting and floral retailer, took a very bold move of migrating onto our solution, which translated into 40% of growth in top-line revenue within 3 months. Now, what led to that big jump in revenue? It was about the consistent experience being provided to consumers, and also about the strong B2B management that rode in the back end of the engine that empowered over 500 dealers, distributors to connect to consumers across the country. So Ferns and Petals is a very large, successful enterprise, and also the way they are able to cater to consumer needs. Now, in the gifting space, you'll have birthdays at midnight. They've actually successfully managed, even in a country where fulfillment is tough, to provide birthday cakes and flowers for birthdays at midnight. It's a very rare service, and they have very successfully managed to cater to this experience. Raymond, who is India's largest online and brick and mortar men's fashion manufacturer and apparel retailer, another esteemed client who has taken a very unique approach. They are a parent company with multiple different brands that fall under the parent group. Now, from their online experience, they have consolidated the customer experience across these 6 different brands, which means if I, as a shopper, go and shop at brand A and shop at brand B, I'm still able to accrue and redeem points across all of the different brands. I'm recognized as a consumer, and my account is integrated across the different brands. So it gives stickiness for consumers to the brand loyalty and ensures that the brand is able to reward and retain customers across multiple brands using a single technology platform. Quartz Asia Limited, one of Asia's largest electronics and soon-to-be furniture retailers across the globe, is using our platform to consolidate and integrate their business operations across multiple countries. Now, pioneers and visionaries in their space, they have taken the true omni experience to a next level. So they are even empowering their sales associates across floors to be able to connect with and personalize the experience for shoppers. So when you walk into the store, by providing data such as your mobile number or email, the brand is able to connect with. The sales associate is able to know who you are, to be able to serve you better, to cross and upsell more effectively, and to offer a personalized service. So these are a few examples of what companies across India and Asia are doing to not only keep up with, but pioneer the trends of omni-channel commerce in our space. And my advice to you as retailers, whoever of you are retailers here, is to ensure that you are thinking about the engagement strategy of your customers across the different touch points. Always remain consistent and always ensure that all business divisions come to the same page and cater to the needs of the consumer. If you look at your B2B and your B2C processes and automate them with the customer at the center, you will have a very strong chance of succeeding for the very long term. I wish you all the very best of luck, and I thank you. And if you need any assistance or advice to connect and understand on technology and commerce, my team and I would be more than happy to help. Enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you.